40 miles south of Rome is the village of Anagni, where archaeologists are trying to decipher the ruins. They're unlike any that have ever been found. This was once a grand country villa, built around the time of Trajan. One building in particular has a very unusual layout.
One thing that just stood out was this funny little grid of walls, a line of rooms, all of exactly equal size, 10 by 12 Roman feet, and what looked like perhaps a corridor on the other side of them.
The rooms are small. The buildings reminiscent of a barracks, but this isn't where legionnaires lived. They found bodies here. The remains of 7 individuals, all infants.
So this skeleton, we look at the length of the bones and the stages of tooth development to look at the age of the individual. And this one is probably about 1.5 years old, maybe a little bit younger.
Analysis of the bones provides key information about the lives of these people. Looking at other long bones, we can see the ends are a little bit more porous, so the texture is a little more rough. The bone is less compact on these areas than it should be normally, which would indicate to us that there is some kind of vitamin deficiency in this individual. After 4 years of excavation, the archaeologists are almost certain that slaves were kept here. The owner of the villa most likely owned the people who lived in these cells. There are references to such structures in the ancient texts, but these are the first physical remains to be found. Evidence shows that the slaves lived as families, up to 6 in a room. They had cooking fires, and they ground their own grain.
We're seeing for the first time something that we can be reasonably certain is a slave barracks.
This key part of Roman society has often been hidden from historians. There's very little written about it. Yet slavery, like conquest, is the root of Rome's superpower.
What you have here is the Roman soldiers, and they've taken the Dacians that they've captured, and they're tying their hands behind their back, and you can see the rope beautifully rendered. They are going to be sold off as slaves. It's going to make money, bring money into the coffers of Rome. There's another benefit. It brings new labor into the Roman economy.
This labor is what keeps Rome running. By Trajan's reign, at least 1/3 of the population of Rome is human livestock.
This is a slave collar, and it fit tightly around the neck and was sealed. It could not be removed. And there's a tag attached to it, and it says, "I've run away. Get a hold of me, and when you take me back to my master Zaninas, you will receive a gold coin." This sums up the harsh realities of being a slave during the empire. You are a possession of somebody. They've purchased you, and they own you.
A runaway slave is brutally punished.
They're going to be branded. They're going to be punished, whipped. So they do not want to run away.
For centuries, and in dozens of conflicts, war yields land and untold wealth. Once Trajan has finished fighting, he rules the largest empire that the world has ever known. This is only half the story. What he conquers, he now has to rule.